11,055 pounds, the Article 3660 landing here at Haylet RV of Coldwater, Michigan. This is an updated revision to their previous middle bunk bonus room, and I like what they did here. Instead of stuff a miniature camp kitchen under the stairs that go up to the bedroom and bathroom deck, they just created a second full pass-through storage compartment and relocated the camp kitchen over to the super slide. So this has the same living room, the same bathroom, the same bedroom as the 3550, but it gives you the bunk sleeping capacity. It's kind of cool how you just sort of get to pick your own adventure. So if you like what you see but you don't want bunks, look at the 3550. You like what you see and you want the bunks? Well then, you found the right one. Give us a call here at Haylet RV, we'll get you camping. First, a look with all of our slides closed, and as we do that, you might be wondering, why are the steps folded up when I'm inside of here? This RV literally just landed from the factory. So we're still hooked up to the RV driver's truck, and it's not parked yet. There's a very good chance that in just a few moments, the whole RV might start moving on us. But hey, I try to be proactive. Regardless, by the way, you can still get out of here with those steps pulled up like that. You just reach through, pop the lever, drop them down, there you go. So, with the slides closed, you're not getting nothing up in the living area. It ain't gonna happen. Not unless you somehow Spider-Man your way on top of that slide, Mission Impossible Tom Cruise your way down, and then manage to reverse that process. But I know that my Spider-Man Mission Impossible Tom Cruising days are done. That's just me. So, we can get to the master bedroom. We can get to the bathroom. What is neat, though, if you do need to make a layover resting travel stop and you can't bump the slides, you can still use the sleeping here in this middle bunk bonus room office, whatever you want to call it. Those cushions on the back of the sofa, you can't fold the sofa out when you're parked, but you could take those cushions off the back and you could still have a single, you could lay down on there and crash for the night if you need to. And then, of course, you've always got the loft above here like we saw when the video first began. Yep, there she is. We are starting to move. Batten the hatches, me hearties. She be setting sail for stormy seas. And when we open that slide out, we are treated to that big dual opposing slide living room. And that is actually what's really interesting about what is commonly referred to as a middle bunk RV, like this one. It's not about the bunkhouse. There's plenty of other bunkhouses out there. The point of a middle bunk bonus room RV is the fact that it gives you sleeping space without sacrificing this awesome dual slide living space. That's the thing. We've got opposing 6'4" slides so that, a person like me can stand in them without bashing our heads. You've got the big windows. You've got all kinds of the light decor. Everything makes us look and feel bigger. Over here, we've got heat massage theater. And obviously, you can see that it's a little bit of a wall hugger. Even if you recline further, you're not going to gash up your walls, which is really nice. So it's kind of fixed mounted in that slide. You never have to wrestle with that chair. If we look above that, you'll see that you have as much or as little light or privacy, either way as you prefer, with the roll-down blackout kind of zebra shades. And then over here, you'll see that we have a fold-out trifold sleeper sofa. So you've always got well, that's another thing that's cool about this. You've got 4 separate sleeping zones in a middle bunk bonus room. You've got your master king bed up front, the loft area, or attic if you're just going to use it for storage. The middle bunk bonus room, which you'll see in a few minutes, has a sofa just like this, so you have 2 trifolds. Then this back here, you have 4 separate sleeping areas. It's very cool. Now, either side of that sofa, you've got those side stands, and they are topped with a sealed edge thermal foil material, which is the same thing you'll find in the kitchen, in the bathroom, everywhere. They're very consistent about that, and that is one of the first areas where you might notice, other than the fact that it says the word Cherokee across the nose of this thing. This is a member of the Cherokee RV family, and that is something that they have kind of inherited as a member of that family. Tons of USB plugs, the sealed edge countertops, a big fridge outside that we'll talk about. There's a lot of things that kind of are just as a member of that family that you'll see here, like the shades even. So lots of light, lots of airflow, and for more airflow, you've also got that ceiling fan up top. Now, what's interesting, something I mentioned previously, this is the same living room I mean the exact same living room as what's called a 3550 Suite Arctic Wolf. This is just the middle bunk bonus room variant of it, and you just get that extra room in the middle. Direct facing entertainment, obviously. Down below, you see that you do not have vents in the floor. This is a ventless floor plan. Well, you have cabinet ducted venting. You have ducted venting, just not in the floor of it. And electric space heating fireplace, helping keep you warm. Look to the left of the fireplace inside that slide near the wall, though. Handy little set of power outlets. Very handy if you are at the dining table. Well, one thing I want to do here is I want to pop these doors open because there's a shockingly deep amount of storage back there. So all of this space, this big, deep compartment, that is all located above the exterior camp kitchen that's built right into the slide face of this thing. It gives you a big chunk of big room right here in the living room. And that's something not a lot of entertainment centers do. Maybe it's not for everybody, but maybe it's for you. Who knows? Again, good window coverage over here on the campside so that if you're in the kitchen or at the dining table sitting there chewing the fat, shooting the breeze, whatever the case may be, you know, you've got a handy way to keep an eye on the kids. Over here, taking a look, it's different, but I like that they went with a peninsula instead of an island because it does a few things for you. It kind of creates a divider line where, like, if you're cooking, you're like, all right, nobody come over here, everybody stay away. It's, like, very obvious. No one's going to try to run around the island. Still have handy drawers right where the campsite cook's going to need them. Space for a wastebasket, and I love that skirted black stainless sink below that high-rise sprayer faucet. But it creates more functional countertop space on either side of the sink. So you've got like a coffee bar back there in the corner. There's even a light above that that I don't have turned on because there's enough lighting in here. I don't think I even need it. But it gives you more always available countertop space. Now right here, you see you've got outlets back in that coffee bar. You've got outlets right on the face of the island. You've got outlets beside the stove. You can always reach stuff, you know, outlets very easily because appliances keep coming with shorter cords, I swear. And then when you replace that sink cover, you see you've got great, just like buffet style serving area. You know, once the prep work's done, you put that away. And that's a thick sink cover. You can use that as legit counter space. Another drawer handy, this is, I think that's like going to be the drawer for things like spatulas. 10.7 cubic foot, 12 volt compressor fridge. Pound for pound, the most cold storage you can get in the smallest amount of space. Guaranteed to be safe and travel friendly. Does not draw a lot off the battery. Between the you know, basic juice pack solar option that we have applied to this RV, as well as something like a simple side mount portable panel, you could totally camp indefinitely off grid with one of those. Now moving forward, to give you a frame of reference, right back to that entryway, we find ourselves to the middle bunk bonus room of the RV. And what I like how they did this here is, like, it could be bunk space, it could be a guest room, it could be an office, it could be a craft room, a little bit anything, and that's what's cool about these. You know, you've got the tri-fold sleeper below and the fold down 300-pound rated bunk above. If we take a look, have a quick little look at them here for you, folded down into the down sleeper position, just to kind of give you the full visual. Now when that sofa's out, it will pretty much use up all of this ventless, you know, free space on the floor here, and it will come right up next to this little cabinet kind of entertainment area. But it's an extra little chunk of storage there, maybe some entertainment for kiddos or guests, while still maintaining some storage on the left side over here for them. So you don't have to have quite as much of an issue of, like, the kids stuff always finds a way to creep out and collect on the kitchen counter. Is it just me, or does that happen to you guys too? So we've also got that handy little, like, loft attic above us. Now, I've backed up just a step again to that hallway to give you the frame of reference. As we go up to that loft, though, a couple things I want to point out. You see the control panel over here, but this does have an invisible little version of the LCI1 control system here. So if you do want to operate things like those slides, lights, awnings from your phone, you can do that. Handy little battery voltage monitor is part of the juice pack option. More on that when we get to the roof. And I love this handy little coat closet right by the door, right when you walk in. That is a personal pet peeve of mine. Some of these even big, giant, expensive luxury fifth wheels don't give you the opportunity to hang a coat up by the door. You can see Arctic Wolf gets it done. Handy little ladder here gets us up to the loft bunk area. Now, that name implies sleeping, and if you look, there's a huge bed up here. This is adult sized. But it's like, you don't realize that until you get up here, because what a lot of middle bunk bonus rooms will do is, you see like this little miniature wrought iron style looking gate thing. They'll run that all the way up to the kitchen wall. Well, they didn't do that here, because all it would do was cost extra money. Now, it would look pretty, but it wouldn't do anything more for you. Instead, what they did is they enhanced the privacy of this little middle bunk area by just building a normal wall there. Now, if you don't want to use this for sleeping, nothing says you couldn't just take the mattress out and use it like a loft attic storage space. There are no rules as to how you can or can't use these. Also, if you are so inclined, there are TV hookups and USB plugs here. I got a feeling the USB plugs and the household plugs will be more useful. It is a little bit tight to be putting a TV somewhere, but theoretically there is nothing stopping you from doing that. And the bathroom is just to our right as we stand here. I like the execution of this bathroom. I like it a lot. Porcelain foot floor stool with plenty of leg room. The shower pan's recessed into the floor, and that allows big folks like me to be able to stand in the shower. More on that in just a second. But first, look at the larger, like Max Air style vent fan up here. That bigger vent fan to give us that superior airflow. Nobody ever complains about those, but a lot of people like to go, why don't they use the bigger fans if they're not there? Once again, the things that matter, the Arctic Wolves here at Haylett RV, they get them done right out of the box. And like I was saying, plenty of headroom in the shower. And you notice I don't have to duck to get my head under the shower wand. Even for a tall person like me, it's got plenty of room. This is basically the same height as the Super Slide, by the way. So when you see me standing here, as much headroom as you see I have right now, if I stood in the slide, like in the dining area, it would be just like this. It's really nice. It's not overdone either. That's what's so smart about Arctic Wolf stuff. They do what needs done where it needs done. They do it nicely, but they never overdo it. So you're not paying for extra weight, extra cost, extra waste in a way. Looking down as we step out of the shower, you see below the sink, you got space down there for extra toilet paper, shampoos, etc., wastebasket. More of that sealed edge counter type stuff comes into view with a big sink you can actually get adult size hands in. And a vanity, actually big enough that if you have things like a blow dryer, shaver, all that extra stuff, you have room to keep those things. But you might be noticing there's this big rectangular intrusion into the bathroom, and you're going, well, why is this here? What is that? Well, there's a very good reason for it. Because that is a huge bonus dresser that has household and USB plugs that can act as a CPAP stand effectively. Also has washer dryer hookups, and it's also an extra closet in this RV. So this is the bedroom bathroom wall. That's the bedroom entry door over there on our left. So that huge chunk of space right there is kind of a neat little exchange between the bathroom and the bedroom, and that's something that not a lot of brands necessarily do that way. It's actually kind of a newer style thing. I haven't seen a lot of brands doing that. Now, when you see where it says the word suite, like, you know, a Hilton suite or something above the bed, that is your giveaway on an Arctic Wolf that you have a 72 by 80 king bed, which is nice. It gives you lots of room to stretch out. Even if you're tall like me, your feet aren't going to be hanging off the bed for any reason. Now, kind of like you had that washer dryer prep, if you look over there, you see you've got this dedicated, like, dresser shelf storage space. But on that second bottom shelf, which is right about the level you're going to be if you're sleeping, you see that you've also got more USB and household outlets. So once again, we've got a place to be able to, you know, plug in CPAP machines, lights, fans, etc. We got the big bed, plenty of room to get us. Oh, up above, the optional second air conditioner. That is something that we tend to apply to anything that has a bed slide to give you maximum cold storage, or not cold storage. Speaking of cold, my brain's on brain freeze, and I didn't even get to eat a slushie to get it. It's just cold. You get the idea. We put a second air on these things. Moving on. Shifting that closet door over, you see you've actually got a centralized hanging closet. And then, kind of like you saw the shelves on the left side, you see over here on the right side, you have more shelf space down below. It's like a dedicated dresser. Now, what makes a lot of sense here, is this RV could definitely be larger if it had, it would be required to be larger if it had the washer dryer prep mounted in the nose of it, as is traditional in today's market. Instead, what they did is by putting the washer dryer beside the bed, like sharing space with the bathroom, they were able to shave, I would bet, 9 inches to 12 inches off the total length of the RV. TV hookups across from the bed, dresser space if need be. There's a shelf in that tall left one, by the way. Yeah, I like how they're just doing it different. This Arctic Wolf kind of began its life as a little bit of a same, but lighter weight, less money product, you know. And they've really kind of defined themselves in what I'm calling this Arctic Wolf 2.0 generation as something that I think you're going to see more and more brands take a lot of inspiration from what they're doing right now. I think that they are ahead of the curve currently. Now, when we started our little adventure, I mentioned how they relocated their camp kitchen and that created a full second pass-through. That's the baggage door we're looking at right now, about the middle of the frame. Over here on the face of the Super Slide, that is where their camp kitchen's located now. And in it is a 5.7 cubic foot double door like fridge freezer. It's huge. It's the biggest I've ever seen in a camp kitchen, and it's another one of those things where you can see where it kind of takes that the DNA of the core Cherokee product and brings it up here into Arctic Wolf laminated series from that whole group effectively. So this plus the fridge inside gives us thing 16.4 cubic foot of total cold storage capacity. That is pretty awesome. It is resting atop a galvanized rolled steel counter with dual pull-out drawers. You got a handy little wash basin here, but that's totally removable. There's nothing that says you have to leave it there. If you want to just slide it out or take it out, you can do that. That handy little blue coily hose actually connects the little sprayer port there. You've got a gas grill quick connect right down below that. So you do have all your outside sort of like, you know, cooking and wash up sort of facilities here, but you're also maintaining handy little things like you got some handy power outlets in there in case you want to, you know, maybe it's Margaritaville or something like that. You want to fire something like that up. I also like how tall that baggage door is, so that it can act as like a shade cover, but there's just no danger of you clocking your head on it. As we back up here a little bit, you'll see the 4-plank MORryde stable step, keeping the herky-jerkiness out of her as we come and go, especially handy in a bunk model like this with lots of kids coming and going. Speaking of coming and going, we have that extended handle right there, that folding handle, and an anti-slam door for easier come and go. Big awning on this thing too. All of our baggage doors have magnet holdbacks and slam latches for easy operation. And you see that little black circle to the left of the baggage door. That is a little port you can pop open if you want to hook up some outside TV stuff. You see that you can run the cables through it without having to leave the baggage door open. Now, a lot of mid-bunk RVs in this location have like a little miniature camp kitchenette or something like that. And instead of that, well, a lot of people like a camp kitchen. There's a reason a lot of brands do that, don't get me wrong. And again, this Arctic Wolf has that camp kitchenette back on the slide. But the number one question I get when the kitchen is built into the belly, kind of like this, is can I get it removed so I can have more storage? That's one of the things I really like about the 3660 Arctic Wolf here at Haylett RV. That is the fact that it's got both the camp kitchen and the storage. And you always maintain the normal full front pass-through compartment that you see up here. You're not losing anything. You're just gaining a ton of potential storage capacity. Right below, handy little place to leash up the four-legged furry friends. Simple side mount solar prep plug right up here by the nose of the gooseneck area. But there is also the option for the roof solar package. We'll learn a little bit more about that as we go. And one of the things I do like about these, something they did well on these Arctics, they gave them some eye appeal, brother. This thing has some good looks to it. Definitely turn some heads, certainly. The whole RV is built atop a different chassis than you typically find, not only in the trailer business, but especially fifth wheels. Like, Winnebago is about the only other brand of which I'm aware. There could be one, but Winnebago is the only one I'm aware of that also uses the NXG chassis, which is a made with higher strength, low alloy steel, and that probably doesn't mean anything to you, but long story short, it is lighter but stronger. It's not the least expensive chassis out there, but it's always been my experience RVs built on it seem to have pretty good structural records. If you're taking a look at the top corners of the slide flanges, you might notice the little rectangles pointing out at you. This is slide awning ready. So if that's something that you want us to pop on there before you take it home, give our team here at Haylett RV a call. We'll get you quoted out on that. Who knows? Probably lumber right into your financing if that's what you need, if you're not looking to cover that out of pocket. Either way, we'll do whatever you need either way. It doesn't cost 1 cent more or less either way. I think this is probably a better way to get to see that full pass-through, well, double pass-through also when you're standing over here on the driver's side. Easy access to our automatic leveling controls. That is going to be standard on here. That's something that you do have to option and add on to some other brands, not all. But anytime you're looking at an RV with a full bed slide here at Haylett RV, no, we are going to make sure it has the auto leveling included with it. And of course, heated enclosed belly to kind of, I would say put a cherry on top, but maybe put a cherry below this little Arctic Sundae. I don't know. I'll work that out on my own time. We saw that little cold water sprayer earlier, but you notice you have a full outside hot-cold utility shower back here too, which is kind of nice. Very handy for various campsite cleanups. We're looking at a pair of options right here. You've got that folding cargo travel rack on the back, which has about a 200-pound capacity. You see the spare tire mounts right on that, so you don't have to worry about it. I do notice the spare tire cover is missing. I think that might have maybe not been applied to the RV when it came in, or maybe removed in transit for some reason. I'm not sure, but long story short, you will also have a protective slip cover for that spare tire included, so that the spare tire is not getting dry rotted by the sun, because God forbid you need to use the spare. You want to make sure it's in good shape, right? And you may have noticed that rear ladder on the back. That is something that we try to put on all of our Arctics here at Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan, so that you can get up to that roof and do your seasonal care, maintenance, upkeep. Speaking of the roof, there's actually some pretty cool talking points up there that I'd like to cover with you. Now up top here, you kind of see a trend of what was old became new again. A lot of manufacturers have gone back to that white exterior roofing because it will help keep a lot of sunshine out of the RV. They have taken it a step further here on the Arctic Wolf series. You'll notice not just the skin, but like the AC shrouds and everything is pretty much all white. That'll also help keep a lot of that ugly black oxidation, well, you know, fading on the black stuff from creeping up. Now, another thing here is they've taken it one step further still with a PVC-based roof membrane, and it has a higher grade of UV reflectivity. What that means in English is that it just reflects more of the hot sunlight and keeps the RV cooler inside. It also does not promote the growth of black algae, which is where black streaks come from on RVs. So it will just help keep the sidewalls cleaner even, which is nice. Anything I can get on an RV to reduce the care, maintenance, upkeep required makes me happy. Now here's a look at the biggest component, I think, in the Cherokee solar juice pack option, and that is their Furrion 50-watt raised panel high efficiency panel right here. It goes through that roof prep plug right there down to the little controller. It is upscalable a bit. If you want to add another 50-watt panel and get up to 100, you can do that without needing to change out any other components. But as it is, it does a surprisingly good job of extending the lifespan of your batteries if you're going to be dry camping, especially like if you add a second battery to this, you want to go dry camping, you got that 12-volt fridge, it will give you like a good 4-day plus weekend. And if you add a simple side mount solar prep panel or plug panel in addition to that, you could stay off grid and use all your 12-volt pretty much indefinitely. Now, if you need more solar than that, know that we can obviously take care of you here at Haylett RV. We've become a big solar authority in southern Michigan. We've kind of jumped ahead of a lot of the curve of that. But short of that, if you need anything else, you can see we are not hurting for different options and opportunities here. Chances are, if it's on wheels, we've got it at Haylett RV. And know that the only thing we don't do is hidden dealer fees. Short of that, you've got a literal sea of camping opportunities out here. So take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy camping, everyone. There goes another little, what was that, a wildwood right now, actually.